Hey there, everybody. Well, hey, my episode list was wrong. So if you're wondering why episode 2 is coming out first, or if you're wondering where episode 1 is, my episode list said that episode 2 was episode 1, and it skipped the first one for some reason, or it was linked wrong. So, yeah, episode 1 is coming out next week, and episode 2 is coming out today, and it's literally too late to fix it, because this is going up in about an hour. So yeah, I'm just gonna append this to the start and hope you don't get too mad. Oh no. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Sunday, which means it's time for Nozz Watches Drifters. So, this is a comment recommendation that I'm getting around to finally, and I've basically been told a whole bunch that I'm gonna like it. I don't know anything about it, but I guess. No pressure. Yeah, I don't know jack and shit. I don't know jack and or shit, so let's just get going on this, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Apparently, like, it's historical as fuck, but I don't know what else. Ah, yes. The traditional magic orb. I'm sorry, what? What the? All right, just throw us right into it then. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna say, I missed anime with thick fucking lines, thick ass fucking outlines. I missed it. I thought I'd have to wait until JoJo to get that back. Wait, is that Hannibal and Scipio? Is that Hannibal and Scipio Africanus? Also, he did actually go insult all of Carthage. Carthage got fucked. So why is Scipio Africanus and Hannibal having a fist fight in the fucking desert? Battle in a brand new world war. Is this World War but with... Oh, those guys with the beards is saying the na-na-nas. Ha 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 ha. Is this like World War but with time machines? Is this secretly the story of Suzuha's World War III? Oh, that's cute. That's a cutie there with the bow. I mean, if we're gonna have like Gate, but it actually makes sense. All right, I'm down. Gate, but good. I'll take that. Oh god, I'm seeing a lot of. You know what? I'm gonna go zombies. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Japanese iconography here. So long as, you know, it's not like the Japanese jerking themselves off, especially because I'm seeing a lot of World War II here as well. So long as it's not the Japanese going, oh yes, glorious Nippon Zero, wing folded 1,000 times. So long as it's not that and they recognize that in World War II they were the fucking laughing stock of the Navy and the Air Force. Because they kinda were, there was no fucking way Japan was gonna win that shit. No oil, no metal, no nothing. Kinda stupid of them to attack America, but I. But we got elves too. Okay then. What the fuck is a drifter? Nani the fuck is a drifter? Is that a time boy? Is a drifter a time boy? Oh boy, they're CG Skelemen. But you know what? They're still better animated than Overlords. Okay then. I'll accept it. Well, got some samurais. You know what would be dank as fuck? Like, I know this is probably not gonna happen, but you know what would be dank as fuck just in an anime or just anything? Time travel, but with Diogenes the Cynic. Context is you don't know who Diogenes is. Diogenes invented the philosophy of cynicism. And if he ever got challenged to a debate, like a proper dialectic, because he hated those, because he was of the opinion they didn't work, he would urinate on you. And if you kept trying to talk to him regardless, he would masturbate in your general direction. He's a wonderful human being. And here's our giant dicks protagonist, question mark, who's going to get fucking dead? Human bullet. I get the feeling that guy's gonna die super hard. I imagine that guy's from the future, yeah? Because, I mean, I don't think samurai tended to have binoculars. Wait, as in Oda Nobunaga? Wait, 50. Didn't Oda 19? Didn't Oda Nobunaga die like How old was Nobunaga when he died? I swear he was in his 50s. Oh, it's the elves from before. They're gonna have a bad time. Bang. Was Nobunaga around for guns? I don't think he was. I'm actually curious. Did Nobunaga have guns? Yeah. Apparently matchlocks existed during the Sengoku period. Jeez. So those guys aren't speaking Japanese. So we're not in Japan. So are we not in Japan? And those, I mean, to be fair, like, that didn't look super great like Japanese armor, so. Nani the fuck is happening? They called them drifters, right? So, like, did they just kind of, like, slide in from, like, did they get just, like, plucked from history? Yeah, you fucking racist. Well, I mean, they learned the important word. Oh boy, my Japanese history is not super great. It's not super great, so oh boy. What the fuck is happening? Hey, there's the Oda Nobunaga that I know and love. Hey man, these guys are bitches. It's like they're asking to be conquered. Time to expand the shogunate. It's Oda Nobunaga. The fuck do you think he's gonna do? Nobunaga wasn't exactly known as a good person. Kind of an asshole, all things considered. Like, didn't he get fucking blasted and then Tokugawa Ieyasu had to take over, or am I thinking of someone else? And then, okay, these are European soldiers, right? Because the Japanese, I don't recognize the armor, but the Japanese tended not to use halberds. Also, blonde hair, blue eyed, that tends to be a good indication that they're foreigners. All they need to do now is speak bastardized English. What the fuck is a drifter? Can I get an explanation, please? God, Nobunaga's gonna fucking shoot this guy in the back, isn't he? That's the whole point. That's the whole point, my dude. Come on now. Yeah. It is almost as if that. There you go. You fucking think. Okay, so we're Middle Earth. Great. Man. Gondor got a whole lot less tolerant after the defeat of Sauron. And his face is shadowed with red eyes. Yep, he's the bad man. Oh, jeez, that's... Alright. You have my interest. Oda Nobunaga fighting the forces of Middle-earth, I guess. Alright, I'm down. He's not worried about the food, he's worried about the taxes. Alright. Uh... Jesus Christ, Oda. I mean, you got the right... You did the right action, but that was the wrong conclusion. I don't think... I honestly, I don't think... Like, if that guy's more worried about the money than the food, I think these guys might have a food surplus, but I really like that person. I'm pretty sure it's a dude, though, because he's got flat chest, but Traps are fine, too. All these fucking names being thrown out, Christ. This was made by, whatchamacallit? The Hellsing guys, wasn't it? Because it's got that same thick outline and the extreme detail on the teeth. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. I'm hoping we get more characters than just Nobunaga and all that going on, but Nobunaga's fine. Though I will say though, if these guys ran up against an actual European hero, like they wouldn't get away with that fucking sword breaking shit they were doing. Like they've all got European longswords, like like that guy in plate armor, if he was wearing a helmet, like he would be essentially immortal. Because Japanese swords are garbage. I am enjoying the fact that he's actually going for the gaps in their armor because they're wearing, well, peasant armor. Just plates tied around a gambeson. That is actually a pretty decent attention to detail. I hope they keep up with it because I swear to God, If I see a Japanese sword slice through armor again, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. To be honest, he probably doesn't even want to fucking catch it on his sword. Because European steel is like fucking miles ahead of the bullshit the Japanese are using. I'm not saying that a European sword would cut through a Japanese sword, but it would certainly win out. Like, a European sword would certainly win out in a fucking battle of attrition. That's what I want to know! There's a lot of dead elves. Well. Well! Oh, God, but great. They don't speak the same language. That's great. Not with their shitty pig iron swords, no! I'm actually curious as to how they're gonna... You know what? That's the way to win it. He's got the better weapons and he's got the better armor. Fucking cheating. That's how you win it. Just fucking stove in his skull with the scabbard. Jesus. That's the way to do it. I have... You know what? The second I saw samurais versus plate armor, I'm like, oh god, this is gonna get stupid, isn't it? But no, this is actually how you would probably do it if you had this level of difference in arms and armor. Jeez. Well, I mean, you have the village now. Oh god, these guys are fucking villains. Holy shit. Fucking 10 out of 10. What's up? Now you're all my slaves. Congrats. Who wants to join the shogunate? See, you see, Gate? You see, Gate? This is how you make Japan this is how you make Japan look cool without being a fucking idiot. Regain your honor, fuck nugget. They don't speak. They don't speak Japanese, god damn it. Yeah, that's how you do it. Gestures and shouting. Oh man, everyone else has got the good weapons. He's just got the shitty katana. Oh, he ain't pretty no mo. What language is he actually speaking? That doesn't sound like no Japanese I ever heard. Okay, so what the fuck is a drifter though? Like, okay, so I assume they're not in Japan anymore. I'm just making the wide-ranging assumption here that they're not in Japan anymore. Like, is there just like a fucking like a time hole that all these fucking Japanese heroes fell into? Where they can be fucking monsters in the fucking fantasy world? Why is Oda Nobunaga Shrek? I have several questions. I can't believe it! These ancient Japanese warmongers are fucking monsters! Holy shit! It's almost as if their entire lives are based around warfare and wholesale slaughter of villages. Huh. It's all. I was gonna say, Oda Nobunaga was the one who fucking burned down a fucking, like, who burned down a fucking, monastery because it got in his way, right? That's the guy I'm thinking of? Or is that Ayasu? Nani the fuck is going on? Who this? Please explain. And also, note, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, but it's still interesting and it's still keeping my interest, so take notes, Kekai Sensen. Hey, just because she dresses like that doesn't mean you get to call her easy. So what was it, like God and the Devil? Black and white? Nani the fuck? Okay, so are there gonna be any other historical figures showing up? Cause like, imagine if fucking like I know he's not technically historical, but imagine if like fucking King Arthur showed up. Cause there is a guy King Arthur's based off, and he was a badass. Just we don't know what's myth and what's not. Or fucking Richard the Lionheart, or fucking Beowulf. Who the fuck was that in the white bedsheet? I I I have no idea what the fuck's going on. But I'm down. I'm super down. Holy shit. Um, I'm seeing a lot of Western swords versus Eastern swords, and I like that because oh boy, can I talk about Japanese swordsmithing for a second here? Japanese swordsmiths are kind of lazy, like, and I don't mean that as like a negative, right? Because it's a fucking miracle that they managed to do what they did with what they had, and I'm actually wondering how much of that's gonna play in here, because like Japanese steel is very like I've said before, Japanese steel is very low quality, right? That's why they have to fold it so fucking much. But at the same time, Japanese swords did not change from the year. I'm gonna say the 1100s. I'm gonna say that the Japanese came up with the general idea for the katana in the 1100s. I may be off on that. Oh, we got something. Alright. Neat. Yeah, so they came up with the idea like in about the 1100s, and You know, fuck it. I have the internet right here. Fucking hang on. When was the katana invented? And hopefully it doesn't. That's a phone call. Whoops. Oh, so apparently the modern day katana was invented in 1400. Ah, neat. What came before it? What came before it? Does it want to tell me? No. Huh. Well, fuck off, Jesus. Oh god, but yeah. So 1400 is the first katana, and it never changed after that. So before that, you had like more traditional straighter swords, and over time, Japanese swords kind of got more and more curved and curved and curved until you get the katana you see today. But after that, they fucking stopped, and very, very little changed in Japanese sword design up until, well, essentially the time the sword was phased out. And as a result, you see that a lot in Japanese warfare. Like, the sword very much became a secondary weapon. It was a sidearm, essentially, next to the essentially the Japanese pole arm. Meanwhile, in the West, Western swordsmiths were always changing their designs. Like, basically, every time a new blacksmith got their hands on metal, they're like, give me a second here. I think you got an idea. And that's why you see so many differences in sword designs from, even, from, the Romans. Like, the Romans always changed their fucking sword designs. Like, there was the same general idea, but they had, 6 different types of fucking sword. Same with the British, same with the Spanish, same with the fucking Portuguese had their own fucking type of sword. That's weird. Because Portugal is essentially a part of Spain, for most of history. It's really weird. So throwing up Japanese swords against European swords and Japanese armor against Western armor, if they go through with this and they do it and they do it good, I get the feeling this is going to be a fairly interesting show, because I feel like they understand the limitations of the arms and armor they have to work with, and just from how things go, and as well as the limitations and benefits of Western armor as well. For example, that guy with the fucking plate mail, there was fucking nothing he was doing. The guy had one bit, as far as I could tell at least, I'm gonna admit, I don't know if his legs were covered. I think they were. But essentially the only thing he had open was his head, and a Japanese sword isn't going through that. In fact, that style of armor, I think it's probably part of the reason why half swording was so popular, because you have to essentially use your sword as a spear and drive it into the gaps in the armpits and all that. So he's like, okay, I can't half sword with this because it's a curved sword, so distraction, jump, bring it in melee, and just fucking beat his fucking face beat him unconscious essentially, and that's very good, and that shows that they know what they're doing here. We're not gonna see glorious Nippon steel folded 6,000 times, and I like that. I appreciate that, and that's good. I have no idea what the fuck else is going on beyond that, and I'm honestly looking forward to that. It seems like we're in an ahistorical setting. We got elves and all that, and just people just kind of drift in from different time periods, and I appreciate that. That's actually kind of similar to how the Empire got there in Gate, and I'm hoping this kind of just becomes Gate but good. Because that's, fucking clashing of cultures like that, and just different tech levels. That's always a very interesting proposition to go against, and I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. Oda Nobunaga being a bastard is something that the second he showed up, I was like, because historically, Nobunaga was kind of not a bitch as in a coward, but bitch as in, he will burn down your fields for giggles. And like I said, my Japanese history is a little bit rusty here and there. There's stuff that, I'm not super up on, but I'm pretty sure Nobunaga ran into a fucking temple full of monks, and because they were inconveniencing him, he laid siege to it and burned it down and killed everyone inside. Because it was inconvenient. And just Alright, that's the Nobunaga we're seeing here, and that's good shit. There's good shit right there. And I hope we see more of it, and I'm hoping we kind of get some other non-Japanese hero figures showing up, because that would be cool. That'd be cool, like seeing Beowulf show up, because Beowulf is an asshole. Or fucking seeing Arthur Pendragon show up, because he's also kind of an asshole, but also kind of a bitch when you get down to it. King Arthur, kind of a wimpy bitch. Lancelot was really the guy doing most of the heavy lifting. But once again, like I said, Arthur, while he probably is based on a real dude who existed, a lot of his mythology is made up whole cloth. Which is something they could run with. But so I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just saying what I hope happens. Because you got a good setup there. Some Western heroes will be good too, is all I'm saying. But let me know what you think down there in the comments. Whether you agree with me, and you think this is cool, or you disagree, like, oh, all this historical bullshit, fuck you. Or if you want to bring up something that I omitted, because that happens sometimes. And I just can't wait to go on through and see what's going to happen. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. As always, I am Nozz. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, share social media, tell your friends, tie them down Clockwork Orange style, and fucking have their eyes open, make them watch my shit, because I'm hungry, man. Hungry boy. Alright, if you really love my content, you can always support me on Patreon, which gets you access to special patrons-only Discord channel on the open Discord server, where you can recommend things to be Let's Played, reacted to, live stream, whatever. And as always, I'll see you in the next video, but most importantly, become a trash mammal today, and I'll see you around the